there was a mystical experience for an Indonesian gentleman by the name of Pak Subuh, who could pass it on to others by opening them. And to open someone else, you tell them they're open, and that they must from then on regard themselves as being moved by a power within themselves but beyond themselves, which by its spontaneous wisdom would direct them in the path of the great life. And this they endeavored to increase by an exercise called the Latihan, lasting for about half an hour, in which men in one room and women in another, everybody was moved to do exactly what they felt inclined to do, provided they did each other no harm, and they then proceeded to feel what their organisms wanted to do under the guidance of the Spirit, and they would sometimes do nothing at all, sometimes they would roll in somersaults, sometimes they would chant, blather, and exercise themselves in a completely spontaneous and irrational way. A certain amount of this is of enormous benefit to everybody, because it is on the principle of the book of Genesis. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all that thou hast to do, but the seventh day thou shalt keep holiday. And so for 6 days, or for 6 parts of one's life, one should be sane and rational and follow the society game. But in order to do that, everybody needs a carnival. Carnivale, farewell to the concerns of the flesh, farewell to rationality, and let off steam. Our culture does not at present provide for this, and it's a very serious mistake, because just in the same way that the Golden Gate Bridge is constructed to have flexibility so that it will swing in the wind, for that reason it remains intact. But if the Golden Gate Bridge were completely rigid, every time there was a strong wind it would collapse. So it is the same with people who are rigidly sane all the time and always try to keep their thoughts in order. They become extreme prey to very dangerous kinds of psychosis. But if you will please be sure to go crazy for at least half an hour a day, you will be sane. And so everybody should allow themselves a certain space to and they'll be all right.